Every single day, your dog looks at you like you mean everything to them. But here's the crazy part. You probably have no idea what they're actually seeing when they do it. Scientists recently uncovered something shocking about the way dogs view humans, and once you hear this, it might completely change the way you treat your dog from now on. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll never look at your dog the same way again. Welcome to WoofDaily. If you're new here, hit subscribe right now because we dive deep into dog behavior, emotions, and the hidden things your dog has been trying to tell you this whole time. And trust me, this one goes way deeper than people expect. So what does your dog really see when they stare at you? Most people think it's simple. They assume dogs only connect us with food, walks, or attention. But the truth is way more powerful than that. This goes deep into your dog's instincts, emotions, nervous system, and a bond that scientists are still trying to fully understand even today. Here's the first thing most dog owners completely miss. Your dog does not see you as just some human. In their mind, you are family. You are their pack. People always talk about how loyal dogs are, but almost nobody explains where that loyalty actually comes from. It's not fake, it's not forced, and it's definitely not just about treats or feeding time. This connection was built into dogs thousands of years ago and never disappeared. Dogs are the only animals in history that willingly chose to live alongside humans. Think about that for a second. Nobody forced the first wolves to stay near people. No one trained them at the start. Somewhere far back in time, certain wolves realized humans gave them safety, food, and connection, and they stayed. That decision slowly changed both species forever, and even today, that ancient bond is still living inside your dog's DNA. Subscribe to WoofDaily for more videos that help you finally understand what your dog is really trying to tell you. When your dog looks at you, they are not just seeing the person who fills their food bowl every day. According to animal behaviorist Alexandra Horowitz, dogs don't simply build routines around their owners. They actually build their entire sense of belonging around them. That means your dog does not think of itself as some random animal living inside a human house. In your dog's mind, they are part of a group, a real pack. And here's the part most people never realize. You are not just somebody who takes care of them. You are the center of that pack. That's why your dog follows you into almost every room. That's why they keep checking on you when you're sick or laying in bed too long. That's why they quietly sit beside you when you're sad. Even though they don't fully understand what's happening, they are not acting for attention, and they are not trying to earn treats. They're doing what dogs naturally do for the ones they care about most. They stay close. They protect the connection. That behavior comes from something much deeper than training. And honestly, this next part is what makes dogs so unbelievable. Unlike most animals, dogs completely changed the way they interact socially because of humans. They learned how to read our faces, understand our emotions, and even follow our pointing fingers, which is something that even some primates struggle with. That's wild when you really think about it. Dogs adapted themselves around us because in their minds, humans were worth trusting, worth staying beside, worth building a life with. And once you truly understand that, your dog's behavior starts looking completely different. Because the truth is, your dog is not just living in your world. In many ways, you are living in theirs too. And what we're about to talk about next makes this bond even more emotional than most people realize. That weird thing your dog does with your dirty laundry? Yeah, that's not strange at all. That's love. You've probably walked into your house and caught your dog laying on your dirty clothes, stealing your sock, or dragging one of your shirts across the floor like it's the greatest thing they've ever touched. Most people laugh at it or think it's just some weird dog habit. Some even get annoyed by it. But what if that behavior is actually one of the strongest signs of love and attachment your dog can show? Here's what's really happening behind the scenes. Your dog experiences the world through smell in a way humans can barely even understand. A dog's nose can contain up to 300 million scent receptors. Humans only have around 6 million. That means while we mostly live through sight, dogs are living inside a giant world made almost entirely of scent. And in that world, your smell means everything to them. When you leave the house, your dog is not just sitting around waiting for food or entertainment. They start searching for signs of you, and when they can't find you physically, they go for the next closest thing: your shirt, your pillow, your blanket, or even your shoes. To your dog, those items are not just objects lying around the house. They feel like pieces of you. Your scent tells your dog something powerful. It tells them you were there. It reminds them they're safe. It gives them comfort and helps them believe you're going to come back home again. That's why some dogs sleep on laundry piles or carry socks around everywhere. It's not random behavior at all. It's emotional attachment. And science actually backs this up in a huge way. Researchers studying separation stress in dogs found that dogs exposed to their owner's scent while alone stayed noticeably calmer than dogs without it. It wasn't toys that relaxed them. It wasn't even other dogs sometimes. The thing that comforted them most was the smell of their person. But this gets even crazier. A study published in the journal Animal Cognition exposed dogs to different scents, including strangers, familiar dogs, their own scent, and their owner's scent. And out of every single one, only the owner's scent activated the reward and pleasure center in the dog's brain. That means your smell literally makes your dog feel safe, comforted, and emotionally connected to you in a deep biological way. Not food, not their favorite toy, not even other dogs they love being around. You. Out of every scent your dog could react to, yours is the one that lights up the reward center of their brain. Just imagine how powerful that really is for a second. So the next time you catch your dog buried in your dirty laundry or sleeping on your clothes, don't push them away like they're doing something strange. They're not being gross or random. That's your dog's version of holding on to something that makes them feel close to you. It's emotional comfort. It's attachment. Honestly, it's love. But believe it or not, this connection gets even deeper than scent. Because later in this video, we're going to talk about something your dog does with their eyes that scientists say is almost completely unique in the animal world. And once you understand what it really means, it hits on a whole different emotional level. Now let's talk about what your dog actually sees when they look directly at your face, because this is where things start getting unbelievable. Dogs have spent somewhere between 15,000 and 40,000 years living beside humans. Over all that time, they didn't just adapt to survive around us. They slowly changed physically and emotionally to connect with us better. And one of the craziest examples of that is hidden right above your dog's eyes. Scientists discovered that dogs evolved a tiny facial muscle that wolves do not have. Think about how wild that is. This muscle developed for one specific reason: to communicate better with humans. Researchers call it the levator anguli oculi medialis. Most people just know it as the reason dogs make those impossible to ignore puppy eyes. And yes, those expressions are completely real. When your dog lifts that muscle, their eyes appear bigger, softer, and more emotional. Their eyebrows raise slightly, and suddenly they look unbelievably sincere, almost like they're trying to speak directly to your emotions. And here's the crazy part. Humans respond to it naturally, without even thinking. Scientists believe this expression became stronger over generations because humans reacted positively to it, similar to the way people instinctively respond to emotional facial expressions from babies or close family members. Your dog's face literally evolved over thousands of years to build a stronger emotional connection with you. That means every time your dog gives you that deep emotional stare, there's actually an incredible amount of biology and history happening behind it. But here's the part that really hits hard. Your dog is not only sending emotional signals to you, they're also reading your emotions with a level of accuracy that honestly surprises scientists. A major study from the University of Lincoln discovered something unbelievable. Dogs are the only known non-human animals that can combine information from both a person's face and voice to understand emotions almost the same way humans do. Think about how crazy that is for a second. Your dog is not just staring at your expression. They are listening carefully to your tone, your energy, your stress levels, and the emotion hiding underneath your words. Then they put all of it together into one emotional picture, That means your dog can tell the difference between your happy face and your angry face. They know when your voice sounds excited, nervous, sad, or frustrated. And here's where it gets deep. When your face and voice don't match, they notice that too. If you're smiling on the outside but stressed underneath, your dog often reacts to the real emotion instead of the fake one you're showing. Your dog knows when something feels off. They know when you're forcing a mood. They know when your energy changes, even when nobody else notices it. Let that sink in for a second. And honestly, this explains something almost every dog owner has experienced without fully understanding. The moment you come home and your dog completely loses their mind with excitement, jumping around, spinning, crying, wagging their tail like crazy, most people just see chaos. But to your dog, that moment is emotional relief. Their entire nervous system is basically screaming, "You're back, you're safe, everything feels normal again." That reaction is not fake excitement or bad behavior, it's attachment on a biological level. And this next part honestly changes the way you should think about greeting your dog forever. Researchers found that dogs who received even 30 seconds of real focused attention after their owner returned home showed noticeably lower stress levels for the rest of the day compared to dogs that got ignored or pushed away. Just 30 seconds. 30 seconds of eye contact, 30 seconds of petting them calmly, 30 seconds of using a soft voice and making them feel seen. That tiny moment tells your dog's brain and nervous system that everything is okay again. So next time you walk through the door after a long day, don't rush past your dog while staring at your phone or telling them to calm down right away. Take those 30 seconds, get down closer to their level. Let them sniff you, let them feel your presence. Talk to them. Because to your dog, that reunion is not some small daily routine. It's one of the most important moments of their entire day. That reunion when you walk through the door, to your dog, it's not just a random part of the day. It is the day. It's the emotional release they've been waiting for the entire time you were gone. So when your dog runs toward you with that excitement, don't brush it off like it's nothing. To them, that moment matters more than you probably realize. Now here's something that sounds almost impossible at first. Your dog might actually value you more than food. Seriously. And yeah, that sounds crazy because everybody knows dogs love food. Treats are used for training. Meals are usually the best part of their routine. Most dogs have stared at somebody eating cheese like their entire future depended on getting one bite. So how could anything possibly rank above food in a dog's brain? Because the research says it can, and honestly, the results shocked scientists too. A neuroscientist named Gregory Burns spent years training dogs to stay completely still inside MRI machines so researchers could scan their brains in real time. Think about how insane that already sounds. But what he discovered changed the way people understand dogs forever. The dogs were shown different rewards and emotional triggers, including food, strangers, praise from their owners, and interaction with people they trusted. And what researchers found was unbelievable. For many of the dogs, the reward center of the brain reacted just as strongly to praise from their owner as it did to food. But it gets even deeper than that. For a large group of dogs in the study, the emotional response to their owner was actually stronger than the response to food itself. Let that really sink in for a second. That means when some dogs are forced to choose between a treat and your attention, your approval, or your affection, they pick you. Not because they were trained to, not because they're trying to obey commands. Their brains literally place emotional connection with you above food rewards. That is an unbelievable level of attachment. And this isn't only about snacks or treats either. Researchers also tested whether dogs preferred spending time with their owners or being left alone with toys. Most dogs chose the owner. They ignored piles of entertainment just to stay near the person who made them feel calm and safe. That tells you everything about how dogs experience love and security. And if you want to understand even more of the hidden signals your dog uses every day, I made a visual guide called The Dog Body Language Decoder. It breaks down 27 emotional behaviors most owners completely misunderstand. The link is in the description. There's actually a behavior concept called social referencing, and dogs do this constantly without people realizing it. When something unfamiliar happens, when they hear a strange sound, enter a new environment, or feel uncertain, many dogs immediately look toward their owner before reacting. They're basically checking your emotional response first to decide whether the situation is safe or dangerous. Think about how deep that trust really is. Your dog is not just living beside you. In many ways, you are their emotional compass. And once you realize that, the way your dog looks at you starts feeling completely different. When dogs come across something unfamiliar or stressful, most people assume they react first and think later. But that's not actually what many dogs do. Before reacting, a huge number of dogs immediately look at you. They check your face, your body language, and your emotional reaction before deciding how they should feel. Think about how deep that trust really is for a second. Your dog is basically handing over their sense of safety to you. They trust your judgment more than their own instincts. If you stay calm, they calm down. If you panic, they notice instantly. That's not just loyalty anymore. That's an unbelievable level of emotional trust that most people never even realize is happening. And the craziest part, your dog does this every single day without asking for anything in return. Now let's slow things down for a second and talk about one of the most misunderstood things dogs do all the time: yawning. You've probably seen your dog laying nearby, opening their mouth in a big, slow yawn, and thought absolutely nothing about it. Maybe you assumed they were tired, maybe bored. Most people do. But canine behavior experts have been studying this for years, and what they discovered changes the way you see dog communication completely. In dogs, yawning is often not just about being sleepy. A lot of the time, it's actually communication. Norwegian dog trainer and researcher Turid Rugas spent decades documenting what she called calming signals, which are tiny behaviors dogs use to express emotions, reduce stress, and avoid tension during social situations. And one of the biggest calming signals dogs use is yawning. So when your dog yawns during a stressful moment, like when there's loud noise, tension in the room, or somebody is upset, they're usually not ignoring the situation. They're actually trying to calm things down. In their own way, your dog is saying, "I'm calm. I'm not a threat. Everything is okay." That completely changes the meaning behind something most people overlook every single day. And here's the wild part almost nobody talks about. You can actually communicate back using the same signal. Seriously. When your dog feels nervous, overstimulated, or stressed, slowly yawning around them can sometimes help them relax too. Research has shown that dogs often respond to calm human yawns by loosening their posture, avoiding tense eye contact, laying down, or visibly relaxing. That means something incredible is happening in those quiet little moments. You and your dog are having an emotional conversation without using a single word. And once you start recognizing these tiny signals, you realize your dog has probably been trying to communicate with you in subtle ways for years. Most people just never learned how to notice it. Subscribe to WoofDaily if you want to understand the hidden language your dog has been speaking this whole time. You just didn't understand the language your dog was speaking this whole time. And honestly, yawning is only scratching the surface. Dogs are constantly sending tiny signals that most humans completely miss every single day. A slow blink from your dog can signal comfort and trust. Turning their body slightly away instead of facing directly forward can mean they're trying to keep things calm and non-threatening. Even sitting sideways during stressful moments helps lower tension for dogs in ways most people never realize. Your dog has been trying to communicate with you since the very first day they met you. And every time you learn one more piece of their language, the bond between you gets deeper and stronger. But now we're getting to the part of this video that honestly changes everything. Because all the things we've talked about so far, the scent attachment, the emotional connection, the greetings at the door, the trust, all of it points toward one massive truth about how your dog sees you. And once this really clicks in your head, it's the kind of thing that makes you want to go sit next to your dog immediately and appreciate them differently. Here's the truth. You are the reason your dog feels brave. Think about the last time your dog got scared. Maybe it was fireworks, a loud noise outside, a stranger walking too close, or a completely unfamiliar place. What did your dog do first? A lot of dogs instantly look toward their owner. Some hide behind them, some stay close beside them, some stare at their owner before deciding how to react, and most people never realize how deep that behavior actually is. Your dog is not acting weak in those moments. They are doing something incredibly advanced socially. They are using you as their emotional reference point. In 2019, researchers at the University of Veterinary Medicine in Vienna studied something called the secure base effect in dogs, and what they found was honestly powerful. They placed dogs into unfamiliar rooms under different situations. Some dogs were with their owners, some were with strangers, others were completely alone. Then researchers introduced something mildly unsettling or unfamiliar into the environment to see how the dogs reacted. The results were crystal clear. Dogs with their owners nearby became far more confident. They explored more. They recovered from fear faster. They approached unfamiliar objects with curiosity instead of panic. Dogs with strangers showed only slight improvement, but dogs left alone often avoided the scary object altogether. And here's what makes this even more emotional. The owners were not actively doing anything special. They weren't training the dogs. They weren't encouraging them non-stop. They were simply there. That presence alone changed the dog's behavior and stress response. Scientists call this the secure base effect, and it's actually the same emotional phenomenon seen between young children and trusted parental figures. When somebody feels emotionally safe, they become more willing to explore the world around them. Your dog experiences that same feeling with you. You are not just the person who owns them. You are their safe place, their emotional anchor, the stable point that makes confusing or stressful situations feel manageable. That's why many dogs quietly track where their owner moves around the house even when they seem relaxed. Not because they're obsessed or overly needy, but because a part of their nervous system naturally stays connected to where their sense of safety is located. And honestly, this is the part we hope really stays with you after this video ends. Your dog does not expect perfection from you. They do not need you to understand every signal perfectly. They do not expect flawless training, endless energy, or perfect communication every single day. They already know you're human. They already accept your mistakes. And after all of that, they still choose you anyway. Every excited greeting at the door is relief. Every moment they follow you into another room is connection. Every yawn, slow blink, or quiet moment beside you is trust. Your dog has been loving you in ways deeper than most people ever stop to notice. And maybe the craziest part of all is this: they've been trying to tell you the entire time. And if you want to understand even more of the hidden signals your dog uses every day, I made a visual guide called the Dog Body Language Decoder. It breaks down 27 emotional behaviors most owners completely misunderstand. The link is in the description. If this video changed the way you see your dog even a little, subscribe to WoofDaily for more videos that help you understand what your dog is truly feeling every single day.